What's up, y'all? How you doing? I'm really happy to be here once again, standing with all of you here and dancing with everyone and celebrating this day of love, unity, and nonviolence. My name is Gunjen Mittal. I'm the Sexual Assault Program Coordinator for Asian Family Support Services of Austin, or AFSSA. We serve mainly Asian immigrants, refugees, and asylee seekers that are victims and survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. We provide culturally grounded services for our underserved populations that don't have access to mainstream services due to cultural and language barriers. We have also an AFSSA booth right over there, and you're more than welcome to take a peek over there and talk to Twee Bishop, our community educator in the sexual assault program, and she can give you more information on our new programs, our new program, and our new projects that we're working on. So today I'd like to share a story through a poem about a South Asian woman's experience and journey through marriage, abuse, identity, and ultimately freedom. This piece is called Red Footprints. She stayed with her man because that's what she vowed to do. It would kill her parents if they knew that misery hated company, and she wanted out of that family. Her married first steps into the big brass plate with red water made from roli, a red powder, a ritual from an ancient date, colored her feet blood red as she stepped onto the white sheet, a symbol of the daughter-in-law, or bahu, making her mark, leaving her biological family and joining a new flock. There's no looking back as they fold the sheets, keeping it as a piece of evidence in case of deceit. Strange faces floating everywhere she turned, sizing her up, making jokes. She was unnerved, lifting up her veil, breaking down her only barrier, the only place she felt safe. Yet the invader with bulging eyes and a crooked smile gifted her for her beauty. And the one warm relative reassures her lovingly, "Not to worry, Bahu. If you need anything at all, just let us know, okay?" The young face, swollen with force-fed food and good intentions, only added more salt to her growing wound. After an awkward slumber next to her mother-in-law, because the bride and groom can't sleep together until they release the summoned gods, Devi and Devta. She wakes to a surprising expectation of servitude with chai and snacks for the guests, so she continued as good bahus do. She panned the room, seeking refuge in her new husband, hoping he'd pick up on her newly married signals to lend her a helping hand. But he played along with all the other uncles that sat around being served like a master on his throne he didn't at all deserve. Begrudging 4 years passed on, and he yelled at her more and more for no apparent reason. His family grew cold and distant, but they expected her to remain consistent. That once blossoming hopeful flower in her heart withered away slowly every time that he'd depart, with no care if she even ate at all, coming home in the dark of the night. After all, she was his trophy wife, overtly acting as if they're so full of love and bliss. She saw a different side of him, so full of shh. She cringed for his touch, and she wanted love, just no longer from his pitiful hugs. So many precious and naive years given to a man without compassion for her tears. She did all that his parents asked, served their guests, hosted parties, kissed their yearning for her own sense of freedom, identity, and her own last name, which she had to but didn't want to change. So she made it known, and it was seen as an act of defiance, because she was merely the equivalent of an appliance. She was caught in the web that society had spun for her, where this sacred union became a burden to her. Which way to turn? Which way is the exit? How much longer should she put up with his shh? Who was she and who am I? I don't even know anymore. I know better than to end up in a situation like this, yet I still tried everything to recreate false bliss. From when we were dating, he was so different, but I saw signs of our love fading. No longer will I withstand his control and abuse. His friends' justified judgments irked me when they said, oh, well, he's just got a short fuse. And I say to you, walk a mile in my shoes and you'll know that I may not have been beaten, but these are my woes. Walking on eggshells, never knowing what explosion will occur next, or if depression and low self-worth were to become my best friends yet. No faith in my aspirations, I was put down by him and his parents. No support, only humiliation. Then one day, it was over in my mind's eye. I felt it so strongly that I could no longer deny. I release those red-colored taboos. Ritualistic confusion now swim in the waters of my blues. Cast it away through the exorcism of my prehistoric remains to an ancient misogynistic place, soon to be forgotten social constraints. The starry map on my palms direct me to a detour of my new future. My eyes foresee a different color of culture. I've seen the sorrowful smiles on all those faces that have carried on for years and miles. Many won't leave their arranged lives because they avoid consequences that can ruin a woman's afterlife. I bow down to all the women who have struggled and continue this battle. I now know that maybe I'm not so little. With now newfound ground under my once red feet, no longer waiting to exhale, reclaim, release, rise up, and inhale.